Ancient Greece, a world of rival city-states, each one like its own kingdom. Athens, Sparta, Corinth, Thebes, Argos, each one proud, each one armed, each one convinced the gods favored them. And most of the year, they fought with spears. They clashed, they bled, they destroyed each other. But then, every 4 years, something happened that shocked the entire ancient world. Enemies lowered their weapons, cities opened their roads, and they agreed to the Olympic Games, a sacred contest where war stopped and the battlefield turned into sand, and war turned into competition.
By the will of Zeus, we lay down our arms, so it is decreed.
Before the Olympic Games, messengers ran across Greece, not soldiers, not kings, sacred runners carrying one word, Ekecheiria.
Ekecheiria!
The Olympic Truce. And once it was declared, wars paused, battles stopped, borders opened, even enemies could travel safely because the Olympics were coming. Break the truce, and you weren't just attacking a city, you were insulting Zeus himself. Now imagine the roads. Not one road, every road in Greece leading to Olympia. From mountains, from coastlines, from islands scattered across the sea, Greece began to move. And it wasn't just people traveling, it was legends walking towards destiny.
From the far south, the Spartans began their journey to Olympia, ready to prove their strength before the world and before the gods. They didn't walk like normal travelers, they marched like soldiers. Strong bodies, hard faces, eyes forward. No jokes, no songs, only footsteps, like a drumbeat, calling them toward destiny. Spartan athletes didn't train to win medals. They trained to survive, to handle pain, to never give up, even when the body screamed to stop. Because in Sparta, they believed weakness was shame and strength was a gift from the gods. They followed the Eurotas River, cold water cutting through the valley, while the Taygetus Mountains rose above them, like a giant wall of stone, like the edge of the world. They marched out of Laconia into the rough lands of Arcadia, through narrow mountain passes, where the wind sounded like voices, and every shadow felt alive. And all the way, they carried one belief, that Zeus was watching, that Olympia was not just a place, not just a stadium, but a test, a trial, chosen by the gods.
From the east, from the shining city of Athens, they began their journey to Olympia. Not like warriors, but like thinkers. Fast minds, quick feet, sharp eyes. They left under the shadow of the Acropolis, past temples and olive groves, through the roads of Attica, until they reached the Isthmus, a narrow bridge of land between two seas, like a gateway. And all the way they believed one thing: the gods reward not only strength, but brilliance. Because Olympia was not just a place, it was where legends were made.
From Corinth, the city between two seas, they rushed onto the road, not walking, charging forward. Big shoulders, strong hands, confident smiles. Built by the sea, built by ships and trade, built to be strong. They passed busy harbors, sailors shouting, ropes snapping, waves crashing. They walked past temples of Poseidon, where water smashed the rocks like drums. They crossed the Isthmus of Corinth, land with water on both sides. Then west, along old trade roads. Markets roared as they passed. People followed, cheering, pointing. Beast wrestlers who could throw anyone down. Boxers with fists like hammers. Athletes who acted like the world was already theirs. They didn't just travel to Olympia. They turned the road itself into a show of power.
From Thebes, they stepped onto the road to Olympia. No cheers, no smiles, no noise. They moved west through Boeotia, past wide plains and quiet farms where the land felt old and watching. They crossed the cold waters of the Asopus River, its surface smooth, its current strong. At night, they camped in silence. No songs, no laughter, only firelight and steady breathing. They believed discipline was strength, control was power, silence was their weapon. When they reached the open plains, people stepped aside. Crowds went quiet, because these were not men who came to celebrate. They came to win. They were Thebans.
From Argos, one of the oldest cities in Greece, they began their journey to Olympia. Not quietly, not in fear, but with history on their backs. They walked out from the plains of Argos, past ancient walls, broken statues, and tombs of heroes, places where legends were born and never forgotten. They followed old stone roads through green valleys and open fields, where olive trees lined the path, and farmers stopped their work to watch them pass. Children ran beside them, old men raised their hands, voices followed them down the road. These athletes didn't just carry muscle, they carried memory. They believed their ancestors were watching, that every step was judged by the past. They believed honor mattered, that glory lived forever, that a name could outlive a lifetime. They didn't come to surprise, they didn't come to hide. They came to remind the world who they were. They were Argives.
And then the road ended. Before them, Olympia, a wide sacred valley where the Alpheus River flowed slowly, and olive trees stood like silent guards. Dust hung in the air. The ground trembled with footsteps. From every direction they arrived, the valley filled with voices, cheers, challenges, laughter, insults. At the center stood the temple of Zeus, towering, watching, as if the god himself waited to judge them all. This was not just a festival. This was not just sport. This was Greece, choosing champions in front of the gods. And by sunrise, the games would begin.